Hey guys, it's Troy Anderson from Troy Anderson Nitro RC. Um, Hope everyone's having a good day, and over here in Australia it's 37 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but I call it freaking hot. Um, I'm just going to have a little talk about what I'm up to, what I've been doing with my buggies, and a couple of little tricks and tips. Um, there's some things that people may think are not necessary, and but I believe that there's a couple of little tricks that you can do to keep your car steady that's right under your nose. And I'm talking about, 8 scale buggies mainly, or 10 scale buggies. Not so much the bigger cars. You can't do what I'm about to show you what I'm talking about. Um, anyway, I'll turn the camera around and so you've got your cars. Um, the, the way they're moulded, the bodies, they're aerodynamically prepared as a buggy. Now those curves and lines, see how this one sort of dips down and comes up and flows on? It gives you aerodynamics. Now you'll notice the wing, nice and sturdy, aerodynamic, gives you a good, push down on them to get more grip on your back wheels. But the trick or the tip that I'm about to tell you is, some people might not think it's necessary, some people do, but I do. Now, these bodies come out moulded, and they come out with areas for air entry that are blanked out. So I've gone and, as you can see here, dremeled out the blank area to get the airflow, and it goes straight to the air filter and past the cooling head and straight out the back. And I'm just going to show you, I'm going to give the body a bit of a wiggle, and I'll let you know what I'm talking about while I'm wiggling it in just a second. Now, you imagine you're doing, I don't know, whatever these things do, 60, 80, whatever kilometers an hour, and the, the aerodynamics aren't there. You could be doing 60, and the air going past you is pushing your body down to one side. And if you ask me, at that speed, with that much of an aerodynamic curve, that's enough to be unsteady, and especially in a straight line. So what I'll show you with the one that I've already done, it's as steady as the wing. So what I've essentially done is use the body to add extra aerodynamic stability to the car. So this one here too, it's got its curves, and then it's got its air inlet which is blanked out, and then it's got its kick up which is meant to help push down on the back wheel and give the wing assistance with pushing down on the back wheel. And same as here, same as here. Now these come out too with little air inlets that are blanked out, so I've dremeled that out, and that flows, as you can see, around straight to the crankcase and the cooling head. And the same on this one, goes straight around to the bottom of the crankcase and to the cooling head, and then out the back. And then obviously you've got your cutout, which is going to give you a great deal of air anyway. But getting back to how hard this body's on, all I've done is simple, and I'm not the first person to do it, but it's just tight. It's what do they call stuff, velcroed on, you know, so you just put velcro along the seam. So what you end up with is the body's on perfectly straight the whole way around where it's meant to be mounted. And for argument's sake, saying you're doing 70 kilometers an hour, you're not having this unstable aerodynamics on the body pushing the car like this and spinning out, you know. It can be enough, in my mind, for a car at really high speed and you're actually, you know, doing tiny little wheel movements to keep it straight. It's enough, I believe, to make you lose control of the car. Or for a little $2 packet of Velcro, so the car's on completely straight. It gives extra rigidity to the chassis. It keeps the aerodynamics, which Kyosho have thought of to be used the way they're meant to be, and it's got to add to your steering ability at high speed. Some people probably would say, yeah, right, and others wouldn't, but if rigidity with airflow wasn't an advantage with these cars, your wing wouldn't come out mounted the way it is. It'd just be flopping around everywhere as well. It does also keeps the big rocks and sticks from getting hung up there. The downfall is you do get a lot of airflow up under there if it's not velcroed, but you know, just say you're going along, the air can lift your body that easily, little finger. Now look at the crusher we've thought of in aerodynamics, a nice flowing curve. It's useless. It's not doing, the aerodynamics of the body isn't doing anything if you just leave it that way. It is if you just leave it that way, if you do it with the Velcro. Now also what I've been doing, I've been trying to think of ways to get extra airflow, because it's coming into summer here and 36 degrees, you know, is what the days are going to be, and I didn't want to just drill holes. You know, they look a little bit unfinished and a bit shabby. So what I've found are these little brass collets. They're 10mm. So I drew a 10mm hole and put some glue around and pop them in. I tried to put them in strategic places. There's another one here. There's another one here. And I'm thinking of painting two black ones and putting one there and one there in the window. So, you know, in summer, these things are going to need as much airflow through them as you can get, because, like I said, it gets very hot. I haven't done it with this one yet, but to keep with the theme on this one, I'm going to paint them. I'm not going to leave them the copper colour. I'm going to paint them all black and put them in strategic places as well. So I'll put two in the front window. I'll put one here. I'm going to put a couple on the side and a couple of, maybe two or three along where the exhaust is. And yeah, and they'll look nice and tidy. They won't look like just holes that have been hacked out with a hobby knife. So that's what I've been doing, and also these two are both up and running again now. That one never had a problem, but this one is the one that the servo smoked out and it looked like there was a bushfire under it. So at the moment I can't afford to buy another servo, so what I did was borrowed one from the HVI Bullet, and I'm not sure if they're metal geared on the inside, but the top gear on the outside's only plastic. So what I did is I put it on. I put the HBI servo on the steering of this one, and then I put this one, which is exactly the same servo as what's in the MP9 TKI4. So the servos that are in the Car Show Inferno 2.0 are exactly the same servos as what's in the Car Show Inferno MP9 TKI4. So plastic servo on the steering and brake, so it's not having to do much work. And I borrowed the servo that's exactly the same to put back in the steering of this one. So at the moment I've only got the two cars up and running. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get some money to get another servo, and then I'll have them all back up and running. It's killing me having one buggy just sitting there that's not being able to be used. But you know, if I haven't got the money, I haven't got the money. I can't walk in and just walk out with one. But you know what? Something will happen. It always does. But you can't do much about it without money. And anyway, getting back to buggies, I've also made up this little hood scoop, and what I'm going to do is place it right above the air filter on the top of the car, and then cut out a hole so it'll be actually a functional scoop, so that'll then be adding to the airflow of the car as well. So the scoop will be putting air straight onto the air filter, and then the rest of it will blow past the cooling head on the engine. So to get back to what it's all about again, and just a review, use your bodies to your advantage, keep them nice and sturdy. If you live in an area where it's hot, try and find a way of strategically making some airflow on your buggy without it looking like it's been hacked up with a chainsaw. But I've got to say, I'm a believer in the body being velcroed straight and not flapping around everywhere. It has to be more aerodynamic in a straight line at high speed than a body flapping around in the breeze. So anyway, that's where I'm up to. It's things that I've been doing that don't cost any money because I ain't got any at the moment. So, you know, even if you're into the sport and you haven't got any money at the moment, there's still things that you can do to keep your mind occupied and into the sport, and you know, come up with different ways of making the buggy better, and eventually be able to get some money for a servo and pop them all back where they should be, and have them all going again. Now this little thing here, I love it. There's not a lot of people that are into 10th scale Nitro monster trucks, but this little thing is so much fun, and the way I've got it tuned, it's for what it is, it flies, man. I'm impressed by the speed that comes out of it. It's only got a .18 engine in it. It's four-wheel drive. Um, it's pretty basic. Otherwise, with the suspension, they're all plastic, but there's two coilovers on each wheel. Everything else is plastic. I think it's a great little buggy, great little monster truck. It's everything's still adjustable like a buggy. Um, and the only thing you can't adjust on it, because it just doesn't have it, is drip. But you can still adjust your ride height and your toe and your camber. Um, you can fiddle around with your shock oils and your diff oils to suit what you want to do with it. Um, you know, it's a great little buggy, and I miss not being able to use it, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, I might leave you guys at that. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got something out of it. And guys with the buggies, you know, just have a think about it. Do you want a body that is aerodynamic, built from the factory, meant to be aerodynamic, but it's flapping around everywhere, and you're getting no benefits from those aerodynamics? Or do you want to get the benefits by having it nice and sturdy? Anyway, that's all. Hope we get a couple of cooler days and get out and do some running with these two. So anyway, have a good day. Bye for now, and I'll talk to you later.